Hey YouTube, Happy New Year. Cam here with another fragrance review, and what better fragrance to start the year off with from a review standpoint? What better than Creed's Royal Oud? Um, Plenty of reviews out there already in the fragrance community on this particular fragrance, but definitely wanted to also throw a review in there, add my opinion to the pile, if you will. This particular fragrance was launched in 2011. And as far as notes are concerned, at least according to Fragrantica, you got top notes of lemon, pink berry, and bergamot, middle notes of cedar, galbanum, and angelic root, and base notes of regal Indian oud, sandalwood, and Tonkin musk. Now, because oud is in the name, of course, you pay quite a bit more for this particular fragrance than you would for a regular Creed. This particular one, this is a, let's see, a 2.5 ounce or a 75 milliliter bottle, which is not your standard large, of course. And in fact, with Creeds, your standard large is, I think, a 4.2 ounce. So you're getting quite a bit less juice here, and you're paying quite a bit more money for it. I think your typical Creed, you're probably more in the maybe 260 to 280 range for a 4.2. This bad boy is, I think, about 320, maybe 325 for a 2.5. So really pricey, and I'm guessing the reason it's so pricey is because, once again, oud is in the name, and it's an expensive ingredient if oud's really being used, authentic oud is really being used. As far as the fragrance is concerned, what I get at the top is smokiness. It is gorgeous how smoky this is. I mean, think of just a really, really nice campfire smoke. You're burning some wood that just is giving off some really, really, really good smelling smoke. This is incredibly smoky at the open, and then it's pretty quickly joined by some sweetness. As far as like picking out a lot of individual notes, I don't get a lot of individual notes out of this particular fragrance. I don't know if that's just because it's blended so well, or if my nose is just not trained enough to pick out a lot of the individual stuff. But like I said, very, very smoky at the beginning. It's going to be joined shortly thereafter by some sweetness. And that smokiness remains with the fragrance. I would say it's probably not as strong, the deeper you get into the fragrance. And then what I end up with, and I mean, not, the soul dried down by any means, but I get a lot of sandalwood as I get deeper into the fragrance. So think smoky, think sweet, think sandalwood. It is really nice stuff. It smells great. It's fantastic. Now, like I said, if you were to go and actually purchase this from, say, Neiman Marcus or Nordstrom or someplace like that, you are probably going to pay over $300 for a 2.5 ounce bottle or 75 milliliters. I bought this on, I think it was FragranceNet, for about 160. Now, as part of my reviews for this year, I'm doing something a little different. As you can see, I'm here you go. I mean, you're seeing the fragrance. You're not seeing me. It's not all about me. It's about, here you go. The fragrance is right here. It's right in front of you. I guess it is kind of about me. It takes pressure off me, lets me not be on the camera. But anyway, but also another thing I'm going to do, it's so hard to give something a number rating. I find that my opinions swing rather widely. I mean, with fragrances, I'll really, really, really like them, at one point, and then I won't like them quite as much at another point. What I will tell you, rather than just giving this a scale of 1 to 10 like I normally do, what I would say is I very much enjoy this stuff. I think it smells really, really good. Like I said, I paid about 160 for it. I don't feel like I wasted my money. Do I feel like it's worth 160? Yes. Could I justify spending $320 or $325 on this bottle? I don't know that I could. Main reason is, one of the reasons that's extremely expensive to pay for a fragrance, and one of the other reasons is, even though it says Royal Oud, I don't really smell oud in this. I'm not saying there's no oud in it. It might just be so well blended that I can't pick it out, but I don't smell oud. I get smokiness, I get sweetness, I get sandalwood. I don't really get oud. And oud is part of the reason why you're paying as much as you are. So is this worth 160 bones? Absolutely. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's really great. Is it worth 320 something? You're going to have to ask yourself that. Because to me, it's not a very oudy fragrance. I'm not getting a lot of oud out of it. Now, that being said, I think one of the criticisms of this particular fragrance is the performance. I think longevity was a concern. And for me, honestly, it does just fine. That's probably because of how I wear it. I usually go, I put some on my neck. I put some on my chest. I think that I get better longevity out of a lot of fragrances than some do, purely because of the sprays to the chest. I usually, with a fragrance, well, depending on the fragrance, when I do spray it on my chest, I'll usually go at least 2 sprays. And I think that what that does is allow my my undershirt to absorb some of that fragrance and help it last longer throughout the day. That's not necessarily going to help you in the projection category, but as far as the longevity category and the scent kind of, wafting up and you being able to smell it on yourself throughout the day, I think it really helps. So I don't really notice significant performance issues with this, at least from a longevity standpoint. I think because I do tend to spray it on my chest, and I think that helps it last a little bit longer. So once again, just to summarize, Royal Oud, really expensive. I don't really smell oud in it. So would I pay over $300 for it? I don't know that I would. Was it worth the $160 I paid for it? Absolutely. This is a gorgeous scent, smoky and sweet and sandalwood, and it just smells great. And that's my review. Please leave your comments below. Let me know what you think about the new format. What you think about me not being on camera. What you think about me not giving it a 1 to 10 rating. These different things. If you're happy with this particular review and the format and the way I've done it, great. Then this is probably how I'm going to do it for the next little while. If you're not, rather than giving a thumbs down, please just leave a comment. If you're happy with the content of the video, please don't give the video in itself a thumbs down because of the format. Just give me a comment. Let me know one way or the other whether or not you liked the format. But thanks for tuning in.